What's happening, fandoms? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we react to music videos and shows. We got two channels now, one just for music videos and this one for the shows. Today, we're back to the Expanse. We're moving on to Season 1, Episode 9, called Critical Mass. We are very close to the end of Season 1. Pretty sure that we're gonna end with some spectacular action on Eros, but that remains to be seen yet, I suppose. Little update on my reread of the book series. I'm trying to stay current, and based on some advice I got from viewers and commenters on our Patreon, they are somewhat mixing events and changing the order in which characters are introduced and which things can happen. So I decided to continue through book 2 and make sure that I was at least a book ahead of what's supposed to be happening. So I'm most of the way through book 2 now on my reread. And it's definitely helping to refresh my memory about various things. Some exciting stuff happening in book 2, obviously, but we're still in book 1 and will be, my understanding is, we'll be in the main events of book 1 through halfway through season 2. So that's pretty exciting. In our last episode, we basically found the missing ship that Julie had commandeered and used to get away from the Scopuli, and then also had ditched somewhere and gone on to Eros. And we actually got to see some of the events on Eros. We found Julie there. We saw that she was infected with this alien something or other. I don't know if they're going to be calling it a proto-molecule in the show or not. We haven't heard that phrase yet, but in the books, they're calling it a proto-molecule. And also, I haven't seen any mention yet of a corporation called Protogen, which is one of the main bad guys of book 1. So I'm not sure if they're shifting the story around or if we just haven't found those pieces yet. We also definitely saw that the UN's hit squad on Holden and crew failed. They attacked them in the lobby of that hotel, and thanks in part to Detective Miller intervening, they managed to win that fight. And that's exactly how things played out in the book. I'm loving finding the minor differences, but I'm also very much enjoying when they happen exactly, like to the letter, exactly as they happened in the book. So it's really cool to be able to see both of those things occurring regularly. Yeah, so here we are on Eros, where many things are supposed to happen. I didn't know we were even going to get there in that episode, but here we are. So let's find out what happens next. Let's go.
Suddenly, ships start blowing up. The Canterbury, the Donager. It's got to be connected.
What do you think is on this Anubis?
Yeah.
Something,
that's for sure.
We're spilling a lot of blood over.
I don't know how you knew that, Miller, but you were certainly right.
Prepare to intercept.
Matching course and speed.
We never got this viewpoint in the books. Very interesting to see her alive and well.
Boss man, grappling team standing by. Soon as hooks are in, we jump charges.
That's a gunship.
She's a complication. Put her in here till they figure out what to do with her.
This is why they didn't just kill her. Because she's Julie Mao. She's the daughter. We never knew this before.
Has been planted on the scapulae. Canterbury should be picking it up soon.
Julie knew her father was doing this research. I don't think we ever got that perspective prior to this.
Please. Somebody help. Somebody help, please.
Okay, and that device little died there. So that little burst of a message, is that what Fred Johnson? That what Fred found? Okay. This is her. She's alive still and captured on this ship during the events of the Canterbury. I wonder if we're going to learn at what point she becomes infected. That would be interesting. Oh, here it is. She's infected right now.
I've never seen anything like it. I have to get off this ship.
Far too late, lady.
I'll set up an OPA locator beacon and park it where no one else can find it. I'll be there, waiting for you.
Yeah, so that's how they know. Because she escaped and set the beacon. Bird represents freedom
Miller,
or
you
something.
asshole. Long time. How they swinging? So listen, that ship you're looking for, Anubis, whatever, it never showed up here. But the funny thing is, a short-range shuttle from that ship did.
And I waited. And I waited.
Wonder how long she just sat here and suffered. Can she feel the energy coming off of those things? Is that what she's sensing? Super gross looking. Be seeing Miller, or is this a Miller flashback? Super gross.
Julie? Oh, God, what's that smell?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll say. Very gross, very dangerous.
Don't touch her.
Come on, Miller. Wow, this lobby is
Drop him. Not happening.
just
Easy.
fucked up. He's wearing a CPM pin.
Just lay low. Don't leave the station till we talk.
Yep. CPM is a corporation that took over security for Eros.
Find out what he knows.
Don't push him too hard right now. He's having a tough time dealing with what we saw.
And he doesn't have his hat to keep the rain off his head.
Miller! In here.
On the Anubis.
The Anubis.
What happened to her? What happened to her? Settle down! Not like this now. Easy there.
Amos, for God's sake, do something!
What we should be doing is leaving. The cops are gonna be all over us. We need to get back to the Rossi and off this rock now.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you for letting me come.
Oh, interesting.
I'm devastated. I never would have thought his...
You weren't here.
I've been told that the actors of these two characters are good friends in real life as well. So this makes that even more poignant. She's snooping at his office. Wow. I guess her job is very important to her.
But if it's wet, don't touch it.
Yeah, we definitely did not
Unless
see...
you want incredible things to happen.
Definitely did not see any of this.
The only thing that I can say to temper this terrible news is that I was
This
able
is
to
Mao.
obtain a viable sample of the protomolecule.
Protomolecule, there
The
it is.
injections have been prepared. We are ready for lockdown. We can only learn
Wow.
by letting it learn.
This means
All you need to do now is say the word.
that Mao
I'll be waiting.
was 100% a part of this plot the entire time.
Died for the belt.
Yeah, sort of true. What the hell was that? Yep. Very interesting. Slightly different than how things went down in the books, but that's okay. Oh, these pencils are data structures.
Locate the drives. Where are they right now?
So missing drives means untrackable ships.
What are you looking at?
Hey, where the hell are you going?
Oh, does he recognize this
Let
guy?
him go!
Will's onto something. It's all connected. The girl.
It's not your problem.
Oh man, they are injecting them with the protomolecule. Jamming them in a radiation-filled... Yep. He recognizes that guy, I think. He was gonna just shoot him?
Hey! Break it on your feet! My neck. Come on. Here's your problem, asshole. It just made me feel better.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a brutal sequence. My God.
At this moment, the UNN Nathan Hale is headed for Tycho Station to arrest me. Because the UN believes I was involved in the attacks on the Donninger. That is not true. None of us can change the things we've done. But we can all change what we do next.
I like this shift.
I've seen battle. I've taken many lives. I've been the oppressor, and I know his mind. This evidence proves beyond a doubt that the ships that destroyed the Donninger were built at the Bush Naval Shipyards. They were built by Earth.
Oh boy. Yeah, that is something that
Who
that
is
evidence
the guy
does not
you're
get revealed
guarding?
this early.
The scientist. Dresden.
I heard them call him Dresden. That's all I know.
Okay. Dresden.
What's this? Huh? It's a series Grisha tat.
This PM sees me with you, they shoot us both.
He's got a point.
Jesus, Miller.
Get this poor officer some help.
Oh, man. Yeah, Miller has completely lost all rational
All the
conscience.
transit pod lines are shut down.
Yeah,
We're just gonna stand here.
these cops are
Just
bad
charge in and
guys.
start shooting.
Pretty sure we can.
Oh, man. It's just gonna be a bloodbath. Oh, there's that spy guy again. I figured we'd never see him again.
All right. It'll be all right.
Oh my god, this is a terrible idea. Why are we going in here?
Get out. Get out!
What the hell was that?
Severe radiation.
We just got hit with a mega dose of hard radiation. We're dead.
Oh boy. Is that where they're gonna leave us? Yeah, okay. Oh boy. Yeah. So they've modified Arrow Station. One of the commenters told me that they eliminated the casino aspect of Eros. In the books, Eros is a failing casino destination. That's basically the reason anyone would go there. So they've eliminated the casino part of it, probably because the production of that would have been much more difficult. But overall, the plan and the execution of this plan to have Eros be a science experiment for the proto-molecule seems to be progressing pretty much essentially the same way that it did in the books. CPM hired a bunch of goons to act like cops and to set up the station so that they could have cameras and sensors and detectors and set up this deal with the proto-molecule using the population of Eros as an experiment. And yeah, this is pretty much exactly how things went down. There are some minor changes, but overall the broad strokes are the same. They herd up the citizens, they tell them they're putting them in a safe place, but in fact, inside that safe place, they've injected them with the proto-molecule and are dosing them with radiation to help it grow, which is pure insanity. Really difficult to believe that anyone could be as psychotic as you would need to be to do this to human beings on such a mass scale. This is genocidal maniac level megalomania. I mean, it's just purely crazed behavior. In the books, all the way through book 2, we do not, well, part way through book 2, we start to become aware that that Julie's dad, Mao Kowalski Mercantile, something like that, that he is providing the funding for all of this and is aware of all of it. But we don't find out about it this early in the books at all. We're getting cutaways to, villainous moments that just did not exist in the books. The books followed the perspective of the main characters primarily. So we would cut to Christian, we would cut to Fred Johnson, we would cut to Holden, but we never got really a view from the bad guys. Now, this Dresden character, he is sort of, in my memory, he is the main bad guy that ran the Phoebe experiment and was in charge of setting up the Eros experiment. He won't stay on Eros. Eros itself is going to become a wasteland because this whole thing is designed to kill everyone on Eros and feed them to the protomolecule. That will be very successful. We'll see probably some of the effects of that in the season finale episode next time. And it'll be fun to see how they portray Miller and Holden getting out of there. They certainly had some shenanigans in the book, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. Everything seems, well, it moves more quickly in the show. Miller seems to have already completely lost any compunction about propriety, morals, doing the right thing, being a cop. He's just ruthlessly gunning his way through anybody that's even slightly in the way. Killing those goons and cops, the CPM gangs that are hurting everybody up. I mean, clearly they are bad guys, but there's no delay. His instinct seems to be shoot first and don't even bother to ask questions later. He's a wild card, a loose cannon, if you would. And I suspect that's just going to get even worse in the next episode. In the books, we kind of explored him experiencing that collapse of his societal structures. We got some inner dialogue. We got some, explaining and some analysis. But here it's just going to seem very ruthless. And it will be. I liked more the portrayal of the protomolecule with this blue glow concept. In the books, generally speaking, they described the visual effects of the protomolecule as black stringy filaments. Black is not a very easily identifiable visual thing, and I think that the shift to this blue crystalline structure is much more appealing and easier to identify for the visual medium. Absolutely, and it's growing on me. I like how it looked more and more this episode. I was really surprised to get such a long period of Julie Mao's viewpoint. The only piece of that I remember getting in the books was purely her escape from the place that she had been locked in. We didn't know who put her there. We never saw any of the combat aspects. All we saw was read. All we experienced from her viewpoint was her locked in this compartment and escaping, and not even really any inner dialogue explaining what's happening, just experiencing what she's seeing. And as she finds the drive, the reactor with the stuff, we don't see anything of her communicating. We don't see her sending messages. We don't experience her viewpoint in the hotel room or on Eros. None of that stuff exists, and it was informative and helpful to fill in the timeline and to make things make more sense. So I thought that was a fantastic shift in the narrative that was different, and it definitely was helpful. It cleared some things up that I had never really truly understood, and the fact that we now know that Julie was on the ship that took out the Canterbury, and she was alive at that time and captured. That's an interesting detail. It's not super important, but it ties all of it together in a way that it wasn't clear how short those timelines were. But apparently the Canterbury got that distress message right away as soon as they had started sending it out. And it didn't matter what ship that was coming in. They didn't target the Canterbury. It was just happened to be the one that was nearby. But the fact that, again, the Anubis, the stealth fighter that took out the Scopuli, was the same stealth fighter that destroyed the Canterbury is an interesting point, because there are many of them. We saw a bunch of them also attack the Donager, so it could have literally been any stealth fighter. We didn't know specifically that it was the same exact one, which makes it more interesting to me. So I gotta say, I really love the exterior shots of Tycho Station this time around. We're getting different ones each time. I really enjoyed the exterior shots of the space combat between when the Scopuli thought they were attacking the Anubis, but it turned out that the Anubis just wrecked them. That those shots were brilliantly done, and far higher budget than I would have expected for a sci-fi channel show, and so they really did good work with those pure CGI stuff. I mean, that's all completely computer gen, and it was really well done, and I'm impressed with it. So, all right, I think I'm gonna leave it right there. I really appreciate all you guys folks that are following along and commenting, and especially the crew that we have on the Patreon that are providing all the behind the scenes information, commenting on those videos. It's really fun to have some back and forth and some information from people that really know their stuff, and it's been really fun getting that data and understanding. I got informed of a small cameo of the two writers in one of the recent episodes, and I went back and got to see who they were. I got to see them show up in the show, which is a lot of fun too. All right, we'll leave it right there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and we'll see you in the next video.